In a golden forest filled with towering trees and sparkling streams, lived a gentle little deer named Dahlia. Dahlia was smaller than the other deer and often felt overlooked. Her legs were slender, her antlers tiny, but she had a sharp mind and a kind heart. Every day she wandered through the forest, listening carefully to the sounds of nature. Birds sang their songs, leaves rustled, and the wind whispered secrets that only Dahlia seemed to hear. One day, while drinking from a quiet stream, Dahlia noticed that the forest had grown unusually still. The birds were silent, the fish barely moved, and the usual chatter of the forest animals had disappeared. Suddenly, the wind picked up and carried a strange message. The forest is in danger. The river is blocked. Life will fade without water. Dahlia's heart raced. She knew the river flowed from the mountains, but reaching it was difficult. Large rocks and fallen trees had blocked the path in recent storms. Other animals were afraid to go near the dangerous area. "I must help," Dahlia whispered to herself. She carefully set off, her small hooves making soft impressions in the soil. Along the way, she met a family of otters who had tried to clear the river but failed. "We don't have the strength," they admitted. Dahlia nodded thoughtfully. "Strength alone may not be enough. Perhaps we can work together and use clever solutions." With her guidance, the otters positioned themselves to move smaller rocks, while Dahlia used her antlers to lever larger branches into place. The birds flew overhead, dropping twigs to plug holes in the makeshift dam. Even the squirrels contributed by carrying small pebbles to strengthen the structure. It was exhausting, and at times the task seemed impossible. But Dahlia never lost hope. She whispered to the wind for guidance, listening carefully as it suggested clever ways to move obstacles and channel the water. Step by step, the river began to flow again. Finally, the water burst through the last blockage, sparkling and full of life. Fish swam joyfully, flowers drank deeply, and the forest animals cheered. When Dahlia returned, all the creatures gathered to celebrate. "You saved the forest," they exclaimed. "Even though you are small, your wisdom and courage protected us all." Dahlia smiled softly. She had learned that being small was not a weakness. With careful thought, courage, and teamwork, even the tiniest creatures could make the biggest difference. From that day on, Dahlia was known as Dahlia the Wise, the little deer who listened to the wind and saved the forest. Moral of the story: sometimes wisdom, careful listening, and teamwork are more important than strength. Even the smallest among us can make a big difference when we pay attention and act with courage.